Hey, Coach Tony, what's up?
Man, Val, the voice, it's just another wonderful evening down here in Nashville, Tennessee.
It sure is. And I
Did you
cannot
know,
believe
by the
what's
way,
up.
before we get started, and to all our viewers, that's on the show tonight, the moment the show gets off tonight, between 9:30 and 10:15 tonight, there is going to be a lunar eclipse in the sky. So if you happen to have Samsung like I do, you'll probably be able to look at the sky and you'll be able to take a glimpse and you'll be able to see the sun passing the moon because the eclipse is actually over in Africa. So you'll be able to see it on this side of the globe in a little darker shade between 9:30 and 10:15 p.m. I'm telling you.
What, so when did you learn about this?
Because Coach Tony got all the answers.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
I
Okay,
just
check
heard,
you
I
out.
already know the news today. So me and you, Val, we got to give the people do what? Give the people what they want.
Very much. Yes, you got a good singing voice there. I see you got a good singing voice. I can appreciate your singing voice. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So, oh my gosh. Well, like I said, we have a special guest on this evening, and so we're going to get going. It is Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays, and of course, we see. Oh, let's start up with our theme music. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! It's Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays. This is myself and Coach Tony. This is all the fun things that we do. Our affiliate sponsor is Key Spot. Share, connect, and grow this coming Thursday, September 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Come and register and get some free virtual networking. Go ahead and meet some new people in business or some people that been in business. You know what we do. That's what Key Spot does, and that's our affiliate sponsor, of course, Cynthia McAllister over in Ohio. We've developed some great relationships with her over there, and of course, it's the ebook "A DJ Saved My Life." It is the part memoir and part ABCs to starting your own podcast, and find out how being a virtual DJ and a podcaster saved my life during the pandemic, because it was rough, child. It
It
was
was
rough.
rough. I remember. And tell our girl over in Ohio, to make sure she let us know, Val. I can't say it
What?
loud, but let us
What?
know just in case she see any cats and dogs get eaten up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my! Oh! I'm so leaving that alone. I'm so leaving that alone. And of course, Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice over at Patreon. Join our Patreon community at patreon.com/interludes. Man, Coach Tony,
I got
it
the
was a
Tupac
fun
on it.
time.
I got the Tupac on tonight. You know what I'm
You got
saying?
the Tupac on. What you doing with Tupac?
Hey, this is a Tupac special day today. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. And we got Wise Choice Media saying Coach got
Uh,
all the answers. And Gina saying, good evening. I'm so proud of you, Veronica, cuz. Oh, look, we
Great,
got some
Gina.
folks in
See
the
you
building
checking in,
for
girl.
our
See you checking in. What city you checking in from, Gina? You got to shout it out. Don't come up on my
Mhm.
show and don't shout out your city. Shout it out.
And of course, Mr. Springer is in the building. If you would like a copy, an e-copy of A DJ Saved My Life, please go to purelightHousemedia.net. And I'll ask Mr. Springer, representing Brooklyn, to put it in the chat.
Okay.
This
Is
this
Brooklyn in the
morning, Coach.
house?
Yeah, I know. This morning, Coach, I got a chance to have kind of like a fun interview via the audio app Clubhouse in the House of Creativity. And this young lady was able to come on and kind of let us know exactly what was happening. She is a actress, playwright, singer, and I like to call it an organizer of all good, great things. And then, of course, on top of that, she is a woman of faith. And her and her husband were very encouraging to me, Coach Tony, during some times where it was like, should we sing gospel or not? Gospel or no? I don't know. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and bring to the stage all the way from Harlem, USA. It's Veronica Hickman. What's up, girl?
Hey, Veronica, I ain't know you from an old back door. Now, my people are 125th and 5th, man. Marcus Garvey Projects, girl. What you talking about? Come on, man.
Projects represent.
Hey, represent. Hey, I'm all, you already good with me. You know?
That's all I'm talking about.
And Gina's like, yeah, Harlem, USA.
Harlem, USA. That's right.
On the map.
We don't want no problems. We got things to do.
Right.
Right.
Trust me, Veronica, me and Val from Chicago, we know about problems.
That's right. Okay. We like, look, let's just get in line and get your stuff so we can all go home. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's the key. I want to get back home. I'm just trying to get home.
I'm trying to get home safely. I don't want no problems, okay? Take the seat. I don't need it. Okay?
I don't want no trouble.
I don't want no trouble. I got people to feed. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Veronica, it is so good to see you. I heard you earlier this morning. I appreciate you doing so. And so I see some friends are in the building.
My Gina, Ida, how you doing, y'all?
Yeah,
Thanks for
still up in the building. She talking about some what's up.
Exactly. Okay. And of course, Mr. Springer is he's seen some gospel concerts in person. He's traveled from Brooklyn over to Harlem to see that, of course.
Hey,
and another Kevin. Harlem night is in the building. But of course, this is a friendship, Coach. You see, this is a friendship situation. This picture was taken back in January.
Yes.
Right outside of what was that? That was Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, I'll never forget it. We didn't know
that must have been something to me.
Okay. I missed that wig right there. Excuse me. I'm having a little memory. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep talking.
I get you.
Val.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But we were and this is
go ahead.
And Priscilla was saying Harlem Tribe. This is and then who is this?
Let your light shine. We love you, Veronica. Light shine.
Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate you.
I love that. I love that. And of course, this past earlier in the month, there was a gospel concert. And this is something that Veronica has been doing for years, Coach Tony. We just gonna stop. We're gonna sit right here and ask her about this. What inspired you to get started with the Riverbank gospel concerts that happen twice a year for the last, oh good gracious, it's been a minute.
Yeah, almost over 12 years now. So they keep asking us to come back. So we're just grateful. To go back, there was a play called Mama I Want to Sing in Harlem, right? Oh. And I saw them one time. They did they were in the park and they were kind of like advertising their show. They were singing. I was so inspired by the music because I didn't grow up. Believe it or not, I didn't grow up in a gospel Baptist church or anything. I went to Catholic school where we lit candles and we got the communion and stuff like that. So when I heard gospel music, I was like, what is this? Imagine a Black girl from the projects not knowing what gospel music was. But when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, what is this? I got to keep absorbing this. So make a long story short, when I started going to my church, the church that we both go to now, we didn't have a gospel choir, but the play that I saw made me want to seek God. So because of that play, I became a disciple of Christ, but I still had that need to want to have gospel music. So going along, we finally had a choir in Harlem, but then when I would go to Riverbank Park, they would give shows. So when I went, I came to the ending of a concert and I saw this lady and I said, hey, listen, how can I put on a gospel concert? And she was like, okay, let's work something out. So we worked it out. She said, I'll give you like 3 hours. And you put together a show. And I was like, oh my God, 3 hours. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I've never put together a concert before. But then I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk to my friends. We have our choir director, Patricia Willett, and she's dynamic. She knows how to lead a choir, knows all the notes. So she put the choir together. They came up with some songs. I got some people who did like what do you call that? Like poetry, and I got some people to do different acts or praise dance, and then we just put everything together. And it wasn't just people from our church; it was people from all over. That anybody that wanted to perform that was available, they came and they performed. So that's how that all started, and it's been like almost over 12 years now, and they keep asking us back. And like I said earlier, it's not because we're the Mississippi Mass Choir. I think they saw a difference, that our lives was matching what we were singing, and because of that, they would always, because we would always be like, okay, well, thank you for letting us come. And they'd be like, okay, let's sign your contract for next year. We're like, what? You want us to come back? Oh, okay, yeah, we'll come back. So we know that was a blessing from God. And it just kept going. And every year, besides COVID, we've been there putting on our concerts, so yes.
And I have to say, Coach Tony, if you want to be inspired musically, like, this was something that was a lifeline to me. Back when I was in a different ministry than Veronica, and our music ministry was singing kind of like contemporary Christian, very, very, all folks, like it or whatever. It didn't have any oomph. It didn't have any soul. The difference between, let's say, adult contemporary and a house track, Coach Tony. That's right. That's kind of the difference in that situation. So Veronica and her husband encouraged me to come to Harlem, and she says, we have a gospel choir. It's called the Harlem Renaissance Choir. You can come join us and at Harlem Renaissance. And I felt, I want to say, reborn in Harlem, because it was kind of that, let's really show the love of God in song and worship. And it was, if you wave your hand and get really happy, or, get like, yes, thank you so much, no one's looking at you crazy. Veronica's like, that's right, girl. She fired me. Like, that's right.
So Veronica, with the crowd and you guys are performing, and then you got in here involved and decided which way you want to roll. Are you guys going? Are you strictly in New York? Are you going to Jersey? Are you going down to Philly? Are you doing are you guys strictly pretty much in New York City?
Well, right now we're pretty much strictly in New York City and Harlem. I mean, like if somebody wanted us to come and they worked it out or whatever, I'm sure we could probably take a trip out to some other place. But our main focus is Harlem, because that's where mostly everybody lives, or they live in the area and they work around here. So these are not people who are like, how can I put it? Like, this is our professional jobs. These are people who just love God, and they're like, okay, I want to sing. What time is rehearsal? Let's get together, and then let's do the show. Get your white shirt, get your black pants, and just show up, and let's sing and sing to the glory of God. So, they just have the choir members have such big hearts. Like I would never have been able to do this without the hearts that they have, because I can't pay all of them. They know that. How y'all doing? They know I can't pay all of them all the time. So the park, there are times when we do summer concerts and we get like a payment, and then we do a free concert for the community and we perform for free. But everything, so everything. And the thing I love about it is that the community that we serve, it's people from all different ages, different walks of life, people from different nationalities. People come because they feel the love. Like when we do our shows, when we finish, we go into the audience and we hug people. We love them. We talk to them about God. We invite them to church. We don't just, I'm finished my performance, let me go. No, it's like, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? Because you never know if somebody had a bad day, or they're going through something, or what they prayed to God. God, if you don't show me something, I'm going to take my life. We don't know. So when we do these concerts, it's like a lifeline for them to get closer to God.
Oh,
and in the chat, it says, Gina says, one of the best things happening in Harlem is the summer and winter concerts. How do you feel about that, Veronica? That compliment?
Well, that's encouraging to like I said in the other interview, to God be the glory with everything, because he inspires me to do stuff. But let me tell you something about Gina. Gina is a great example, because Gina is a professional singer. right? She sung
Oh,
background
okay.
for Chaka Khan. She was a stand-in for Anita Baker.
Okay.
Somebody that she met that she was performing with invited her to church and invited her, and Gina said she wanted to be in the Harlem section. She came to one of our concerts, and imagine somebody who's of that level singing comes to your concert and she wants you to sing the song over again because she enjoyed it that much, right?
Oh, wow.
So we did it. We was doing For Every Mountain, right? And she was like, do it again. So we was like, okay, we'll do the song again. We did it again, and she was grateful. But then the thing that happened was she eventually started studying the Bible. And when she started studying the Bible, then she eventually got baptized. And now she's a part of our section, and now she's in our church, and now she's in the choir.
Oh,
So,
wow.
you know, it's and we didn't like pressure her, like, you know, you need to repent. You need to come to church with us, and you need to just change your life. We didn't do that. We just loved her where she was at, studied with her so that she could get her own convictions. And then she came, and now she contributes, you know, to what we do in the choir. Now we're up there going, you sing, girl.
Right. That's like picking up a #1 draft pick.
Ooh, come on now. Hallelujah.
He's going to always tied to sports.
That's come on now. Listen, okay? God just gave us that one right there, you know?
Man.
She sings a Mean Clark Sister song. You brought the sunshine.
Hey, Clark Sister. There you go. There you go. There you go. Come on. Now, with the choir, and since you know the mix-up is what you were saying, what's probably the youngest age of a member that's in the choir?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. We really don't discuss age. Meaning like I don't really know how everybody, you know, black don't crack. So
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know how old these folks
because
are.
I'm actually 84. I get it.
Okay, I get you. So I don't honestly know, but I know that we're all like in our 40s and 50s and stuff. But what's been happening is the young people in our church, like one of our members, Eric Darby, has a daughter who's a teenager who's about to go to college. She has sung in some of our events and some of our concerts because she has the gift to sing. So there are times when we actually have our choir director. Sometimes she'll have her family, because her family comes from a musical background, and then she'll invite her family. And I think Demetrius may be like a teenager right now, but when he started singing, when we would do shows, he was probably like maybe 6, 7, 8, because they come from that background. So I deal with ages. My whole thing is bring the village together. So I'll have people who are, mature, and then I'll have people who are like children. If you got a talent, we're going to bring it out, because I don't know who will be touched by which performer. So to give them a variety, then everybody gets to get touched.
And you don't know at the time, like you said, Dimitri sitting there as a 6-year-old, and now he's 16 to 17 years old, and you don't know what you guys have inspired. And then now all of a sudden he's the next R&B or the next big time, gospel singer or whatever. And the reason why I asked that question is that we know, like you just mentioned, no one's getting younger. We're all getting older. So, and if we've got a great thing going with the gospel choir, we've got to be able to rejuvenate some of these young folks and be able to, as one retire, one new is coming in, if we're going to keep this train on the track. You know what I mean?
That's right. We don't have time for egos.
Right.
We got to keep it. We have to keep it going. So as some of us mature, because my legs ain't going to last forever. So there's going to be times when I'll be sitting in my seat to sing, baby. Go ahead, child, sing. We got to encourage the other singers so that everybody gets a chance to keep this thing going. Like one day I'll be able to go to see the concert and sit through the whole thing.
Correct.
And, because somebody else will be able to come in and take over and keep it going. You don't want it to die out. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. You don't want the church to die out because the pastor died. It's like, you're here for Jesus or you're here for the pastor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if the pastor got a big plane like Joel Osteen, I may be there for the pastor.
That's
I can get a ride.
Okay. So we got to bring it back to Jesus now. Okay. Who you here for?
Thank you. Why are we here? Now, earlier in the year, Coach, Veronica wrote a play called The Ushers. Yay. And it was put on in May. It was just after, what was it, Mother's Day weekend?
I believe so.
Yeah, Mother's Day. And it was in Harlem at a place called Dear Mama Coffee. Yes. Let us know how this came about, and with you writing The Ushers, how long did it take you to write the play and to conceptualize it, and who and how did you reach out to people to get this going?
Okay, so for me, so I'm just going to say this. to God be the glory on everything. God gave me many talents and many gifts, and I'm very grateful for them. And now that we know that, I'm just going to say exactly what happens. So this way it doesn't sound like I'm boasting about what I got. But God has inspired me, and he puts me in places and situations where I see things, right? So there'll be times, like I said, I didn't grow up going to the traditional churches. But when I started singing with a group called Refining Faith in the past, we would visit different churches. That's where I got my experience from seeing what real ushers were like. I didn't know about the ushers that, baby, sit down. Or, baby, take the gum out your mouth, baby. The pastor's preaching. Baby, let me give you a scarf to put on top of your legs because your legs are showing. We don't want the pastor to struggle, okay?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You understand? You see? So I didn't grow up with that. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, snap. That's who the real boss is in the church. Is the head usher.
The ushers.
The ushers. But then the funny part about it was that I would see different ushers, but it was all different sizes, shapes, whatever, but they all had their own little personality. You had some who were stubborn, some who were really mean, some who were nice, some who was just barely making it, just to be walking somewhere, and I love the variety. But then what happened was I would tell people, like people in my choir who I bring into performance some of my things, I would say, what you think about this? Oh, that's funny. We should do that. And then I would say, what about this scene? Maybe we could do a scene where somebody tries to rob the head usher, and then the rest of the ushers come out from everywhere with their rollers in their hair and their pans and their pots, and they get that they wrap up the what you call it? Right. They wrap up the person and make him an usher so he learn his lesson. So these things they would laugh at, and so I was like, oh, okay, that's good. And so we had different things. So I would write these things down. It might have been like last year or whatever. I would just write things down. And then as I would write things down, the scenes would come together. Okay. So we would have like the opening. Oh, on top of that, then I decided, okay, to bring it all together, the whole theme of it was the life and time of ushers and what they go through. But then also we were preparing for our annual usher march. And these ushers, and at the same time, we were being interviewed by a TV station to do a reality TV show. So in between the scenes, you would have the ushers being interviewed. And the ushers, some of them were crazy. Some of them kept sleeping through the scenes. Right. One had a record.
They were ushers.
Yes, right. Some was still in COVID land, even though nobody else was wearing a mask, but they was going to wear a mask so Jesus came back. So it was just different things like that. So, and then from there, I finally put it together because people kept saying, you got to do it. You have to do it. And I put it together. I came up with different songs that related to the scenes, and then I would put those in, and then some songs I kind of like wrote. Like there was a scene we did where there were some women getting ready for a repast, so they was picking the food of what they was going to have, but they only selected certain people because you can't eat everybody's potato salad, right? So,
or spaghetti.
You can't do it. You got to, the right people got to make the right food. So what happened was there's a Jill Scott song called "He Loves Me." He loves me.
Oh, love that song.
I kept hearing that tune in my mind, but what we did was somebody came in with a pot of something they didn't know what it was. So the head cook in that area, she started singing a Jill Scott song, but saying, "What is that? Who made that? You better take it back. We don't do potluck here anymore." So it was stuff like that. So
take that on back to the house.
Take it back. We ain't doing it. Not today. Not, and so different things like that formed. And then as it came together, it was like, okay, we were going to do it at Riverbank Park, but it didn't work out. But then I ended up doing my own meeting, and I found a place, and I said, hey, listen, I can bring people in here to eat for the restaurant, but we won't charge people to come because we want them to, to get here so that we can do whatever. And I asked them how much would it cost to rent out the space. They said, well, being that we can't pay you for your performance, you can have the place for free. I was like, hey, excellent. So when we put the tickets on Eventbrite, they went in within 2 days. And it was like an 80-seat, it was 80-seat theater, and it sold out like in 48 hours. Exactly like she said. Sold out in 48 hours. And people have to this day have been asking me, when are you doing it again? When are you going to do it again? So, that's that. After all the stuff I did for the summertime, now I can get back to tightening up the show because there's some pieces that I want to take out and put in, and then sharpen some scenes up, and then try to do it again, because I have a friend of mine who has a sister who is a celebrity hairstylist, and she's connected with people like Tyler Perry and stuff like that. And she said to me, when I said, "Oh yeah, your sister came to my show," she said, "Yeah, I like to see it." I was like, "Really?" I'm like, but I'm like, oh, but you're gonna have to fly in, so I'm not worried about you. I know you're busy. She's like, "No, I'll fly in. I'll come in to see it." I was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Oh no, we got to get this together."
Oh wow, yeah. That's a big time. Now I got a question for you,
yes.
because I love your whole cadence. I mean, you can hang out with me anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime, okay?
For real, for real. And by the way, you can anytime you want to know, send me some food from Monet's. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been up there in a while. I gotta come give me. I gotta give me some. But my grandmama always used to say on the weekend when we pissed her off, she always say, "Boy, don't make me put the Bible down and pick it back up on Tuesday." Now, I've always tried to figure out what she was saying before she beat me, but I was assuming that she was saying that she wanted to pick it up on Tuesday night because Bible study is on Wednesday. I'm assuming I'm probably in the ballpark.
Okay. Listen, you probably know. Maybe Valerie might know that one because I'm still learning a lot of the sayings and the different things about old school church and stuff. So, Valerie, do you know what that means?
Well, say that again.
Okay, do you understand what he's saying about putting the Bible down, picking it up on Tuesday?
Okay, my grandmother always said, Val, anytime we got in trouble, between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever, because you had to. And by the way, the folks was in Harlem, Veronica. The other ones was in Washington Heights.
Wow.
So so they were all and then they would always say, "Hey," my grandma said, "Let me tell you something. If you make me mad, I'm gonna put the Bible down and pick it back up on Tuesday."
Oh, I kind of got an idea. I
got it. It means I'm gonna lay my religion down.
That's right. I got it.
And then I'm gonna put your hands on you.
That's right.
Pick it up on Tuesday and ask God for forgiveness on Wednesday.
Like Bernie Mac said, it'd just be a misunderstanding.
Hey, Jeff, you said right, Jeff. Hey, wonder why you pick your kid up and I'd hit him in the head with the hammer. Just a misunderstanding.
Just a misunderstanding. Try me again.
Oh, and Mark Lee says, "Don't have your grandma tell you to get that switch and don't bring it out."
That's right.
Yeah, don't do me like that. You bring it out, and we're gonna have to all struggle.
That's right.
Oh my gosh! Well, we're having fun here.
I'm glad. Veronica, so you are kind of a playwright and everything else, right?
Yeah. So what it is for me, my first love is acting and singing. Okay. But what happened was, the business is different. Sometimes it's not always easy to get the acting jobs or whatever. So what I would do is I would write my own material because I didn't feel that it was really like material out there for me. And then, like I said, God would give me funny ideas. And I'm like, okay, I need to write that because somebody else is not going to write it for me. So it's kind of like, I feel like God says, okay, I gave you talent, but now I want you to create stuff so that other people can be a part of it. So other people who may not normally act can be in the play. And then we can actually see that they do have talent. Because the young lady who leads our choir, Patricia, she's an actual doctor, but the way her and I work together, it's like, I know I can count on her for the music, but she can act. So I give her parts where she can do some acting and some funny stuff, and she's funny. But these are the type of friends and sisters in Christ that I have. There she goes in that blue choir robe. That's Patricia. Right. So I'm just very. I'm like I'm a Black American with 13 jobs. Let's put it
Hey, you must have been on In Living Color. We're going to take a break, and I got a big question to ask you on the other side of this break. So
okay, Val, great. I'm looking forward to it.
We're kicking off a whole brand new season. I know you guys have missed us, but we are back. And of course, it's always exciting and wonderful to have a very talented individual who has started a wonderful tech company. And then, of course, he is the host of Tech Thursdays on a platform called the House of Creativity. And he has just finished his book, Where? Jay Mullane Wise. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Val the Voice Johnson. I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
One thing I forgot to mention is that also about, I want to say October, November of last year, Wise stepped into the podcasting game, initially starting on Instagram and then started his platform, Wise Going Live. I was recently on the platform, but I think I've been there 4 times. It has been extremely gratifying to see how far you've come as a host, a podcaster, and also a moderator, sir. So I just wanted to say kudos.
Thank you. Thank you very much. When you're around great talent like yourself, Val, the voice, it only does inspires you to go forth. And we have amazing community of people that inspire us to actually, keep accountable. You keep me accountable. I keep you accountable. We all keep each other accountable, and we try to do the great thing to move forward.
What is going on? I got to do the opening. I didn't do that. Just like from that movie, I'm going to Get You, Sucker. Everybody needs a theme song.
And you got that right.
Everybody needs a theme song. Let's not get it twisted. We're back, but I need to play something real quick.
Valerie, sing it now.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. And the reason why I'm talking about that, Veronica, because you got your hands in the playwriting. I love your vibe.
Thank you.
And I done told Val 100 times, and I like the comical side of you too, because I'm about to put together a book or play or something about my mans in them. And I think I need to have you with me. It's a little story talking about, I wanted the characterization of my mans in them about this cat from the hood, New York, Chicago style. But it's always, every time he gets ready to get in trouble, his mans in them get him out. Or whenever he get ready to do something, his mans in them get him in trouble. I got to put the feel together to see what's up. But see,
we've been talking about this fictional man's in them for the last, I want to say 6 or 7 months. What is this man's in them? You go ahead and write this down, Coach.
Go ahead and get this going.
That's right. You let me know.
What I like about you, Veronica, because see, it could be a part in this play or a sitcom that my man's in them, he had a hard time, and that gospel song bring it back. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm just going to say this because I know a lot of people are thinking this. My late husband, Junior, you remind me so much of him because you have a character like him, because he would say stuff like that. my man's in them. See what's happening here. What should go down here? This is what should happen.
I keep telling that. Nothing happens in the hood without your man's in there.
That's
Nothing.
it. That's it.
So the African American Day Parade. Let us know. That was a performance just at the African American Day Parade. How was that experience, and what was that like? And here you're getting presented an award as well. What's going on here?
Wow. Let me say this. Thank you, God. To God be the glory. So this picture, okay, so the Saturday we do an event called Get Involved, where we involve the community. We give out free books to kids. We had literacy programs. We had food vendors, Black farmers. We had a voter registration table. And then they put me in charge of getting entertainment. So that's like my service for the parade, where I take care of the pre-parade show and I take care of what we do on Saturday. What's happening here is I was being honored for my services for all that I've done, you know, with the parade. The gentleman is the Yusuf Hassan. He is the chairman of the African American Day Parade. And this lady right here is the New York State Senator Cordell Cleary. So she presented it to me, and then he was there just to to show that he's backing her up, type of thing. So that's what that was about. I was very grateful for that. And on Sunday, we do what we call, so the parade starts at 12:30, usually downtown on 116th Street, and we go to 137, 137th Street. But on 125th Street, the main viewing stand. Huh? Oh,
go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so on 125th Street is where we have like the main stage. Like, you know, with the Macy's parade, they have the entertainment in front of their store. So I had suggested to them one year, I said, listen, you know, we got talent in Harlem. We got talent in our culture. We should put on a show. Yeah, we should put on our own show. Why not? But they were kind of a little skeptical in the beginning, like, I don't know, we could do it. But then one year they gave me a chance. So I put together some performing artists, and then we did the performance. They liked it so much, they allowed me to bring it back. So every year now, they allow me to put together a pre-parade show, and then they allow me to find the talent. They allow me to when I'm on 125th Street, I help to, believe it or not, to help move the parade along, and I help the announcers. Like, there's a gentleman named Dr. Bob Lee on WBLS, and he's a good friend. Man. He's a good mentor, and I get to serve them. I'm a performer, but I don't mind serving other people. So with those announcers that I have, a guy Peter Wayne, and I have announcer Olivia and Dr. Bob Lee. So I just make sure that they're taken care of as the parade is going, because they announce it for all that time. So that's all that happens up there.
Man, that is phenomenal, especially Hot 97 BLS. For BLS, just even to jump on that, that's real nice, you know,
yeah,
for them to do that.
Yeah. So
and here we have Hope Worldwide. That's what our church is. I like to call it the charity arm of our church.
Yes.
That was cool. How many showed up and walked in the parade there? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. That for me was a really like a highlight of the whole parade, because this was like the first time it was the first time our church participated in the African American Day Parade. You know, and the thing is, you know, like, I didn't go to church that day because I had to prepare everything up at the parade on 125th, but they had church service, and then they came over, they put on their t-shirts, and they waited in time, you know, in the line, and then they got together and they walked from 111th Street up to 137th Street. And and they represented the church. Right. Yeah, they had children with them. They had like college students with them. And man, when they got to 125th Street and I saw them, I was like who says this? Like, fat kid likes cake. Who says that near Ron? Like a kid with a fat kid like cake. I was so excited. I was so grateful to see them that I just forgot myself. I didn't care. I ended up walking with them like for 3 or 4 blocks. But that for me was a big moment, because I was just like, wow, here we are. You know, it's our culture, but then here my church family came to not only support the parade, but to support me. So that was a really, really good experience for me, you know, just to have my family, my church family there like that.
And for those that don't know and don't realize, how we measure 8 city blocks in the city is about a mile. So 111 to 137, they walk pretty much about 3 miles. That's a lot.
That's right. But the music was rocking. You know what's up in Harlem? That music was playing. People was, you know, when the fire trucks came out, the DJ played Fire.
Don't. When you walk, you talk, you really turn me on now. Hey.
Veronica, who is this in the picture with you? You are cracking
Okay,
me up.
that's Dr. Bob Lee from WBLS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's great because he has his own in addition to WBLS, he has his own cable TV show called Open. And so he would invite me up to his show to interview me. So he's the one that helped me because he was like, you should really sing in the parade, in the pre-parade show. And I was like, I don't know. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to listen to what he says and I'm going to go ahead and do it. So it helped me to get over my fear. Even though I've sung a lot, sometimes you just, you got to push yourself. So that's what I did. But he's a great mentor and he helps me out a lot with just, learning to push myself further in the things that I do.
That's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet. That is so sweet. Let me see what else do I have here? Now I need to talk about this young man right here.
Oh,
we need to talk about her beloved husband, Junior.
yes.
I mean, Tony, that's a real compliment. She says you remind her of him because he was the fire, definitely that person that encouraged the creativity and the, come out of yourself and let's have fun. I was introduced to a couple of folks in Harlem with film. What is this? There were a couple of film festivals that I helped
Father's Film
photography
Festival,
for.
something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And then it was the celebration of Rutgers 50th anniversary. And this this was and let us know, Veronica, about Junior and just kind of the creative journey that the two of you all shared.
Wow. So those of you who know, Junior and I were known as he was Puff Daddy and I was Shirley Caesar. Okay. So that's how that relationship was, we met in church, we were like oil and water. Like we always kept it real. We were like oil and water, but he was very, how can I put it? He was very zealous for doing things and making stuff happen. He had been through a lot of stuff in his own personal life. And I'll just share it. My husband, unfortunately, got the virus, the HIV virus in the hospital because he had a blood disorder. And somebody in the hospital, whatever, decided to mix the medicine with the virus. And then people who were hemophiliacs, they all ended up getting it. So they ended up suing the hospital and all this stuff. They got money or whatever.
Yes, but still, I hope so.
Yeah. So that, but anyway, he didn't let that stop him. He kept going. He tired me out because he was always wanting to do stuff. Like we gonna put on a show and we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna go over here and put this thing and we're gonna get security and this gonna protect the streets. And then I'm like, Junior, we only gonna have like 50 people there. We don't need security on 3 streets.
You got being in New York here, you talking about 50 people, man, sit down.
Okay, no, but that was his vision. I knew it was 50, but for him, he saw 1,000 people. So he was thinking like bigger, like, oh, we're gonna get this car, but that was Junior. Junior was not afraid to dream big, and honestly, a lot of this stuff, like my husband unfortunately passed away from a lung transplant that didn't go really well. So when he passed away, we had a good talk, like we forgave each other, for things that we hurt each other with. I said, what you want me to do with my life? He was like, I want you to go on and do stuff. Do you want me to stay single? He's like, no, you get married again. So he kind of left me with, I want you to live. I want you to go out and do stuff. So it kind of helped a lot in my grieving process. I did have a lot of people praying for me, so I didn't lose my mind. But it was like he left me with a dream to do stuff. So since he passed away, I did believe it or not, I did modeling. I did 2 off-Broadway shows. I put together my own play. I still kept doing the concerts, so it was like very inspirational for me, even though I lost him, but I know that I have to continue because I don't want to get to heaven and Junior be standing at the gates of heaven talking about why you ain't do what I say to do.
Right.
I keep going.
He does sound like me, especially on a couple of things. That's funny.
That's right.
About the same thing. Hey, I take Val. I've talked to her all the time. I take on so many projects. It's ridiculous. Now, I can't stay focused on one because I'm working on number 4.
That's
you
right.
Still on number 1, worried about what you talk. I'm already in 2 months from front of you already.
That's right. And we would always tell them we got to finish one project first so we can go on to the next one.
Right.
So, but I just want to say to people, you know, in general, with my husband, you know, God protected us, protected me. And when he passed away and I got a blood test, God protected me. I didn't have anything. Like I didn't have any disease. I didn't have anything. It was like I was never really with him in that sense. But that was God. So I'm just very grateful, and all glory goes to him.
That's good. That's the Apollo. Hey,
That's
don't act a fool. I mess around and get Sandman to walk you out.
Okay. All right. Look, another one of my famous wigs. I missed that one too. Dang. Anyway.
Veronica.
I'm sorry. I just got to say it.
If you were to, if someone was to say, this is your life and this is the best thing that you have accomplished, what would that be? What would that be?
Okay. I would honestly have to say, when I meet people and they see, and it's God, they see my light and they want to get closer to God. And in turn, that their lives change for the better, because you can only do but so much for people. But once they get closer to God, it changes their life. Yeah. And I want people to heal from things that they might have been through in their own life, the hurt or whatever situations they've been through. But I want them to know, you know, how much God loves. Like when we do shows, that's why Gina, all my sisters are very special. But people like Gina and a young lady who did praise dance in our concert one time, and she wasn't part of our church. She came and did it, and then the next year she studied the Bible, and then she became a part of the church. Like stuff like that. That means so much to me, because then I know that I'm not just an entertainer. I'm an entertainer with a purpose that cares about people's well-being. You know, it's like you when I deal with, and if, I think Jalissa, I don't know, hi Jalissa, if you're on the line. When I deal with people who are like in entertainment, I try to take care of them like they're my family, you know. And if they decide they want to come to church, great. If not, I still love them. And I think people, especially in entertainment business, people need a lot of healing. They come in here looking for the love and getting, and then they realize that, you know what, it's not what they think it is. But then when you have people who, like, I really care about performance. Like other singers, when I sing, people say to me, girl, you sing. But when I have other singers, like I told Jalissa, when she sung at the pre-parade show, and her music, I didn't give the music in at the right time. She sung that song a cappella and tore it up. And I told her, I said, when you sing, you kill it. You tear it up and you kill it. We're not in competition with each other. So right. That's the thing for me is, and look what Gina says, bringing people closer to God. Okay.
Right.
Right. Gina.
And you probably changing the trajectory of some of these people's lives, you know, because they can be heading down one path, as though, like you just said, and you'll be amazed the power of music brings you back to a certain point. And then all of a sudden the trajectory goes in a completely different way. And you have no idea that you spoke to that person in music notes.
That's right.
And change everything that they were mentally thinking. They, like you said, you know, somebody's having a bad day, want to go jump off a bridge. Somebody's having a bad day, want to go do this. And all of a sudden you hear that music or that one song or that note or maybe just a melody.
Or
and
somebody make them laugh. Yeah.
Correct. Just make them laugh and do something. And that's why I was wondering. So the makeup of the band, I know between 40 and 50, how many members are in the band right now, Veron? Give or take.
I think we have like, let me see, probably like around 20 people or so.
Okay.
But it's interactive. So when people are like, if somebody is in the choir, but they have to take care of something personal, we don't, you can't do it, you gotta stay. We let them do what they have to do. Right. And God fills it in, you know, whether it's like 15 or 20, God takes care of the rest. And we just go and do our best because we believe in people doing what they need to do for themselves. Because then when you come back stronger.
I like
very much so, very much so. And like I said, this is, I see the love in the chat. And of course, this is coming from A. Sam. Good evening. My deepest and most profound sympathies. Praying for you and yours. Thanks for making a profound difference. And thank you, Val, for all you do to his glory. Nehemiah 8:10. Don't make me get teary up and through here.
Let me write that down. I may need that for myself. Okay.
Right.
Nehemiah 8:10. Thank you. Thank you, A. Sam.
Okay. And Mark Lee is saying, hello, an amazing topic. And of course, Priscilla's like, yes, Gina, yes, agreeing with her. She's giving you so much love. Yep, she says, love you so very much. And
Love
I
you
didn't see
too.
Hazel Ann is here
Hazel Anderson, oh
representing.
my God, love you too.
Everybody's coming up and through here, of course.
Y'all
And
gonna
like I
make me
said,
cry.
oh my gosh. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. We lost a couple of folks in music literally over the last 7 days.
Yeah.
First, in the acting world, it was James Earl Jones. And
My
in the
God.
music world, back to back, Frankie Beverly, and over the weekend, Tito Jackson.
Ugh.
I got a question for you,
Ugh.
young lady. I know of all of the people that inspire us musically, what legacy do you think is best remembered by those three gentlemen? What do you think would be in their mind,
Okay.
in your mind, the legacy that they leave?
Okay, so
Ooh.
I'm gonna say this. I was blessed to be able to meet James Earl Jones.
Oh.
Wow.
What happened was there was a young girl who used to go to theater school with me, and she was in the play Fences when it was on Broadway. So Fences, right? So he was in that. She played the little girl. She played the daughter, the illegitimate child. She played that child. But what happened was when a friend of mine, we went to go pick her up. We were backstage. He was back there in his quiet moment, eating his lunch or whatever. And we asked him, can she take a picture with you or whatever? He was so kind. He stopped what he was doing and he just went and took the picture with her. And for me, that was a big deal because big people who are stars, they don't have time sometimes. Don't bother me. I'm eating my lunch. But he did. Right. He was the kindest man that I was like, wow. So you could be a star and still be kind and respectful to other people. So to me, that's one thing that helps me to be the way I am. Like, it's like, okay, I'm doing all these different things that don't matter. Somebody needs a seat. I need to get up so that they can sit down. Right. As far as Frankie Beverly is concerned, I didn't know him personally. I just know that song, You Make Me Happy, right? You make me happy.
Before I let go.
Before I let go. Let me tell you something. That's a Harlem theme. Okay. So to me, he represents fun and family. And let everybody on the dance floor, let's get together. It's like played at every wedding. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you hear that song, you're like, that's it. Let's get up. Let's dance.
And let me tell you something. You know it's played like that because the Queen beat when they remade it.
Come on now.
Yes.
Come on now. And tell the truth. Okay. She knew what she was doing.
And when they spoke to Frankie Beverly, he said that he made a lot of money.
I know he
from Beyonce re-recording it because I didn't know it was her. She recorded that song at a low register.
Oh, man, you had to know those her. If you listen to the original version, what she did was so cool. She allowed Frankie to come on and he talked.
That's
and then
right.
she sampled over top as though they were having a conversation.
Oh,
and then she dropped the music in his version, and then she waited to the hook, and then she sang the hook, and then she blew her verse. That was genius because most of the people that listen to music is always waiting to listen to the hook, right?
That's right.
You listen to a song, you're like, okay, let me check out the hook. And instead of it being Frankie on the hook, it was Beyonce on the hook, and then she went on the hook right into the second verse. That was genius.
Let me tell you something. Okay, now finally, the last person, Tito. Right, you mentioned Tito.
Of course, yeah, I mentioned Tito. I'm glad you get that.
Wait, Tito. Listen, I was supposed to marry Tito Jackson. Okay.
Here we go.
When I saw Tito Jackson,
Lord.
I was like,
you gonna be mad. You was trying to marry my man's in them.
Listen,
Tito Jackson was not my man's in them. Come on now.
I was like, Tito, no. So, there you go, my Tito. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. So that was gonna be my second husband, but I saw Lord Jesus, God help me. I said, Tito, but I'm gonna be all right. God, that's God's child.
You know, he was running around having fights with Michael all the time. Tito, give me my food.
Yeah, Tito was the one that had the most sense. Okay,
yeah, he was
the most sense, and he always cooked at his house.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I am not happy about this. I was in my house and I saw that and I said, no.
I know.
They would probably think, this girl is crazy. I don't care. They do all types of stuff out there. I don't care. So
yeah,
but I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
The thing with Tito Jackson is he had established himself as a blues artist and was releasing music under his name.
The jazz. They were actually they just actually performed a jazz concert. He had moved over to the jazz genre.
Wow.
And whatnot. They just got back from over in London performing a jazz concert not too long ago.
And
go ahead. No, go ahead.
And and the Jacksons have been performing, and they've had their nephews kind of filling in, so it looks like 5 of them. So I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Like they were showing videos of them performing, and they have been actively performing since things opened up past COVID.
Wow!
And Elite Public Group says amazing person talking about Tito Jackson, but and Gina says thank you, Coach and Val, for having Veronica. This is one for the books.
Hey, for sure. You know, and we keep it 100 up here too.
That's it. Listen, I'm okay, Val. Don't worry. I'll be all right.
I took him off the screen. I don't want you to.
Right. She messed. Hey, you better chill out. She gonna mess around, sit down in the pew by one of them deacons.
That's right.
The ushers.
Don't have me show up at the funeral. Right. They be like, who's this woman? Y'all understand?
Who this woman?
No.
They be like,
that's his family. Condolences.
Who's that woman crying more than we are?
I know.
If people wanted to find out more about you and the next time they could possibly be a witness to the ushers, that's the thing that I'm thinking about. Like, when are you going to put that on? And in the House of Creativity this morning on our morning show, that's worldwide. So they were like, when are you going on tour with the ushers? This particular
I was so encouraged.
So I was hoping that this would encourage you. So when are we going to see this again?
Okay, so I got some of the people who are in the show online, so I have to be careful of what I say, right? So the plan is to pull the show together, to cut some parts out so that it'll be, because when we did it the first time, it was 3, because we had a lot of technical situations. It was 3 hours long, and I didn't know that. I only wanted that play to be 2 hours long. So I have to tighten it up, put it together, and then maybe find out where we can have it at this time, because this time I'm going to get a bigger venue. We may even do it at where we have church at, but I have to see what can work out. I definitely either want to do it this year, if not this year, the beginning of next year, like maybe like February or something like that.
Okay.
So, when they said to me, when you're going to tour, I was like, wow, I never thought about that. Like, go on tour. Okay. So that would be a lot of scheduling adjustment and seeing who would be able to do it, unless we did it like on a weekend or something like that.
You'll be well loved in the South. I don't mean SOUTH. I mean SOUFF, the South.
Okay, the South.
The South. Come on down to the South. And I'm telling
I would love that.
You down here in this Bible Belt, and they all about it, girl. I'm telling you right now, these churches down here are probably about, in between 4,000 to 5,000 people at the church. They like a baby Joel Osteen running around.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna definitely pray on that. You never know what God can do.
Yes, most definitely. And I got you. You come my way. Anything you need me to help on that piece of assignment, I got you.
Look. Let me write that down right now. Hold on, let me get my pen.
and Coach Tony, this is Veronica in the wig right there. That's her. That's Veronica. I know you didn't recognize her.
Oh yeah, because she want them hot wigs. That's why. Because she want them hot wigs like she going down to the village. Yeah. She want to put one of them hot wigs on Val like she going down to the village or something. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I don't need nobody to recognize me down here.
That's it.
I already know.
Listen, I go and I do stuff. I do shows, but I come back around my block. Everything is like this. So they don't. It's like I don't. What you call that? Grandstand. When I get home, I don't do no grandstanding. I'm like, how you doing?
Right.
The guys downstairs, that's my security. They're my friends. They look out for me. That's how I want to keep it.
And then you walk up and be like, man, keep it moving. Your name Veronica? No, my name is Vanessa. Who you looking for?
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Don't let nobody mess with me around the block. If the guys be like, oh, he bothering you? I'm like, no, he's good. He's good. Oh yeah, they don't play around here. So I got godly protection and I got hood protection.
I already know that.
You got a Mookie in them. Okay, we got it. Everybody got a Mookie in them. In the chat, I see that. Thank you so much for this, Rich. He said that Michael Kurt Jackson worked on half of the songs for the Blues album that hit number 6 on the Blues charts. That's Tito Jackson, I believe, with his nephew.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
You had that picture, or the person had the picture?
That person just he said just sent to your phone, Val the voice. So that's what I was doing. I got it up here real quick. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Look, can you send me that picture? Let me stop. Okay.
Right. That was nice. Hey, but you know the cool part about that, Veronica, more than anything, is that even though, you know, again, this is when, you know, we were born doing good music. Me and Val were talking about that earlier today with Frankie and a couple other things. I was telling about this young dummy that we played golf with was dogging Frankie out and this, that. I said, man, you don't know who you're talking about.
I'm telling
you're talking about all this music you're listening to and these samples, man, you better go back and recognize. But it's funny how we don't think that Jackson was relevant. And here it is, just up to weeks ago, this whole family is still performing, still making money, still out on tour, still selling out arenas. You may not see them, but you're not relevant in their space. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. They better ask. How do you say? You better ask somebody.
You better ask somebody. Hey, you ain't know. You better ask somebody. I ain't saying, but I'm saying.
Respect your elders. You know, the music you sampling is the stuff that we did back in the day.
Okay. In the words of a famous poet named Martin Lawrence, if you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for our darling. It is Veronica. Oh my goodness. This was fun. You got to come back, especially when the play
comes
back out. We want to have you back to talk about it. Tony, I've been chasing her since May about this play. I said, I need to have you on the phone. I need you to have it. Can you come to? And she was busy. Like, okay, I'll come. Okay, are you coming? Are you coming in September to the gospel concert? I'm like,
she's like, don't we have people nothing? If I can't get nothing,
okay.
Hey, but Val, you ain't got to worry about chasing her no more, Val, because she will help me put together my mans and him. So
that's right.
We're gonna start talking some characters. We're gonna talk some scripts and all that. You know, we ain't talking scripts. We're talking some scripts.
That's right.
Scripts, like scripts. Like we
go down the
hood. We go down the hood and order scripts and sandwiches.
That's right.
Rich is saying, I'm following Veronica now. Where can they find you, Veronica? You have Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Okay, good. I'm writing down Elite Public. Y'all think I'm playing, right? I'm writing stuff down. Hold on. I'm gonna follow them too. Okay. They can find me on Instagram under Veronica_Hickman 4. Okay. Should I spell out my name, or everybody would have it this time, right?
No. I'm typing
that's Hickman, not like Gene Hackman. We say Hickman.
Right, Hickman, Hickman. Okay, please.
So that's your IG, Veronica.
That's it.
Hickman.
Yes.
There we go. Just wanted to make sure that we got that properly, and I'm just making sure that I do not spell it. And then of course the butterfly rocket. This was great. Congratulations, Veronica. Love both Veronica and Val. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Let's give some love to Coach Tony. Thank you.
give some love. Definitely to Coach Tony. Definitely. On to what we got. I got to do this real quick. So coming up on tomorrow, I'm going to be chit-chatting with Lakeisha Mosley.
Oh, yes.
My girl.
Yes. Now, that's the girl that gave you all the love earlier today.
That's right. That's the queen.
The queen. That's right. So she has a summit that's going to be happening on October 24th through the 26th, talking about breaking free from some bad negative thinking and of course some stinking thinking, as some folks would say. And so I'm going to have her on the platform, and this is the Interludes podcast live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. We're doing it live because what do we have time to edit? No, your girl don't have time to edit no more. We just don't have time. We want to, but we don't.
If you say it, stay it.
Okay.
Now, Coach Tony, you have a guest coming up on this coming Monday. Who's coming on Monday for your
Well, a
sports
couple
show?
of things here. First of all, Veronica, you got to get up on the podcast. You got to come up, as they say, like the young folks, Veronica, pull up on me. We're on a pull up podcast
Okay.
show. You know what I'm saying? And this next 3 weeks, not just this week, the next 3 weeks, I got my guy Jimmy Kibble, who runs a national football program that wants to be able to take a program across the country to show the families who have, if you got a nephew, a son, or grandson, or a friend of somebody who played football and basketball in that arena, that he's showing how to test to see if this kid could physically be a major Division I player and then therefore move on to the NFL or the NBA.
Wow.
And then following that, at the end of the month, I got the guest of all guests. I got none other than Danielle Vigiloni. She's the assistant coach with the Los Angeles Sparks in the WNBA. So we're gonna talk real Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and we're gonna talk everybody, because this is somebody that's connected right there. And then we got another guest that's going to come up on the first week of October, named Mark Crocher, who's going to talk to us a little bit about what we've been dealing with for so long, the NIL process. And if you don't know what I'm saying, it's name, image, and likeness in terms of getting paid. So we're ready.
All right. That's on the money.
So pull up on
podcast show. This is the second season, so we're excited. We just got kicked off last week, so we're gonna keep it rolling, right, Coach?
Hey, you know how we do. We stay ready.
You stay ready.
And of course, one of our podcasts is Jay Mullane, also known as Wise. He has written a book called Where, and of course, the edited audio version, because we streamed live a couple of weeks ago, but the audio edit version is available now. You can scan the QR code. The tech innovator, Jay Mullane Wise, talks Where and creative leadership. Oh, this is such a wonderful compliment. I see it from Elite Public Group. This is rich. Thank you so much. He says, dang, I forgot how great your voice was, Val. Oh my goodness. Appreciate the love. And of course, a DJ Saved My Life. That is the book. If you have not purchased your copy, please go ahead and do so at purelighthouse.media.net or scan the QR code to order the book. You know, the book orders are leading into the print. The print version of this book is coming this fall. So I'm excited about that. And like I said, it is what we do. And of course, lastly, there is a Patreon. Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice. If you need help starting your own podcast, go to patreon.com/interludes and you can get some help from us. Coach Tony, this has been a phenomenal show with ourselves, on behalf of myself, Coach Tony, and Veronica Hickman. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Come on back next week. Now you're here, right, Coach? And what do we say, Coach?
You know, I'm gonna make one comment. We're gonna say what we say. The rocket coming, butterfly rocket effects at everything WNBA, and they will be back. Thank you for listening tonight to Veronica, my girl out of the NY, out of Harlem, New York. But we're going to keep it 1,000 and we're going to say peace.
Peace.